Chapter 95, Seffi. At the sound of the door being unlocked, I struggled to sit up. My bed was just a wire spring base with a mattress as thin as a carrier bag. I groaned and winced, wrapping my arms around my painful stomach. It ached like nothing I'd ever felt before. My whole body hurt, from my heels to my nape. Had they tried to strangle me? My throat certainly hurt, as if someone had done exactly that. The door opened. I moved my hands away from my abdomen. I wasn't going to show any of my captors how badly I was hurt. Callum. The sight of him standing in the doorway was like an arrow whizzing straight through my body. He wasn't the Callum I'd grown up with, and I'd been an idiot to think he would be. It had all been a trick, a trap, and like the biggest fool in the universe, I'd fallen for it. He took a step toward me. Afraid, I drew back. For the briefest of seconds, I thought he'd flinched, but I was just imagining things. He couldn't care less how I thought of him. He came over to me. I drew back even farther. What was he going to do? It was only when he was leaning over me that I noticed the scissors in his hands. I trembled, terrified, then clamped my teeth together hard in an effort to stop myself from shaking. Whatever happens, don't cry, don't beg. As Callum's hands touched my hair, I froze. I looked up at him without even blinking. I couldn't even wonder what he was doing. My mind was shutting down. Then I heard the clip of the scissors, and Callum moved away. Only then did I look away, my body slumping with such relief that I felt sick with it. My hands flew to my head. He cut off some of my hair. That was all, just some of my hair. I want you to hold the newspaper, Callum told me. His voice was different, deeper, gruffer, and I'd missed it. I missed a lot of things. Why? I asked. I need to film you holding today's paper. That wasn't what I was asking. I'm not going to help you. I folded my arms across my chest. No way was I going to hold the paper and do anything else he told me to do. 2 other knots appeared behind Callum in the doorway. With a start, I saw that one of them was a woman, not the man I thought her on the beach. Hold that paper or we'll break your arms and arrange them in a way that you'll have no choice, the man behind Callum hissed at me. Callum turned to look at him. I'd seen him somewhere before. I just couldn't figure it out. I don't need you standing over me supervising, Callum fumed. Not supervising, just observing, little brother. Only then did I recognize him. Jude, Callum's brother. Nothing like keeping kidnapping in the family, is there? I told him. Hold the newspaper, Seffi. Callum held it out for me. Reluctantly, I took it. Callum lifted up the camcorder, only to lower it again immediately. Look, I don't need an audience, Callum told the spectators. I've come to see the daughter of the famous Kamal Hadley, the woman replied. Let's see the silver spoon, then. I regarded her, trying not to cringe at the venom in her voice. Without knowing a single thing about me, she hated my guts. I was a cross, and that was all she wanted or needed to know. I bet you never had more to worry about in your life than chipping the odd fingernail, the woman hissed at me. Layla, go and do your job. Guard the front, Jude told her. Casting one last poisonous look at me, Layla did as directed. I'd have to be careful of that one. She would spit on me if I was on fire. None of them would. I want you to read out that message for your father, Callum told me, handing me a piece of paper with my lines on it. He held up the camcorder to watch the preview screen. I glanced down at the sheet. If he thought I was going to say any of this, he was crazy. I scrunched it up and threw it across the room. Dad, don't give them a penny, I shouted. Callum lowered the camcorder, but before he could say a word, Jude flew across the room, grabbed hold of both of my jacket lapels with just one hand, and slapped my face before shaking me viciously. You're not in control here. We are, and you will do as you're told, or you won't leave this place alive. Do you understand? I rubbed my cheek, fighting to hold back the tears. You will do exactly as you were told, or I'll make this place your hell on earth. None of us are going to take any of your crap, Jude said softly. He let go of me so suddenly, I fell backward onto the bed, hitting my head against the brick wall behind me. Jude straightened up and headed out of the room, pausing briefly as he reached Callum. Make sure she does as she told, he said. Moments later, he was gone. I wondered about making a break for it, but Callum was between me and the door. Plus, from the sound of it, the front door was guarded by that girl, Layla. And Jude wouldn't hesitate to take me down if he reckoned it was required. I had to bide my time. If only my head wouldn't stop ringing so that I could think straight. If only my stomach would stop hurting so I could at least sit up without pain. If only, if only. I had to get him talking. I had to get him to remember me, remember us as we used to be. I had to get him to think of me again as a fellow human being with a name and thoughts and feelings instead of nothing I obviously was to him now. Callum, I understand why you feel you have to do this, I began. I really do, but this isn't the way. Nothing. But I wasn't going to give up. Callum, listen to me. At Shivers, I became involved in a protest and debates and sit-ins. If you try to change the world using violence, you'll just swap one form of injustice for another. This isn't right. There are other ways. Like what? Like being educated to fight the system from within? Callum challenged. I tried that, remember? I know, but if you just give it another try, I could help you. I don't want to hear it, and I don't want your ruddy help. I'm sick of your charity and your handouts, he interrupted. You're just like all the others. You think we Knots can't do a damn thing unless you crosses are there to help us or supervise. and his body shook with such rage that I had to force myself to continue. Don't hate me for wanting to change the way things are. I believe in you, Callum. You can change the world. I know you can, but not like this, I said. I'm not trying to be magnanimous or patronizing. I genuinely want to help, but enough. Hold up the newspaper and read the words on this, Callum ordered, handing me the now smoothed-out sheet of paper again. I looked at Callum. Read it, he said, his attention on the camcorder and nothing else. Callum, please. Read it. After a moment's pause, I began to read.